Hey everybody, what is going on? Serial Overdrive here, and today we are playing Entropia Universe. What we're going to be doing today is talking about one thing and one thing only. We're talking about version update 17. So this isn't a hunting run, this isn't a mining run, not even a crafting run. We're talking about the latest and greatest things happening in Entropia Universe. So let's get down to it. Here you can see we are in my apartment, and if you guys have not seen this before, you'll notice things like these mayhem stars, the Christmas trees, and various items seem to glow just a little bit more now. There's also this Christmas Calypso plant back here. Thank you for that, Mind Arc. But yeah, you can see some things like glowing, right? So if you look at these guns, they're a little bit shinier than they used to be. A lot of stuff looks shinier. My clothes look a little bit more fresh. There's been a big change to Entropia Universe, and that change is a graphics update. So basically what happened is for Entropia Universe, they updated the shaders. So that means everything's going to look a little bit more shinier. The light's going to look a little bit, well, better, like as you can see here. And just overall, things are going to feel just a little bit better. I know some of you guys were probably expecting huge changes and might be a little bit disappointed, but for me, honestly, this isn't bad. This isn't too bad. Like, I like this, right? You've got a little bit more, like, information showing here as far as arrival protection and all of that goes. And arrival protection is amazing because that's something that means that, like, you're not going to teleport in somewhere and get killed. Items in your inventory do look a little bit better. I've heard some people saying that they're having some issues. Like, one thing I'd say is, like, the darkest of dark at night does look a little bit less than I'd like it to look, but it is what it is. You're going to notice too my computer is a little bit laggy here and there. I'm not sure why that is yet. I've got to play with the graphics here. I'm going to do that at some point. Probably like anti-aliasing is too high, or maybe my graphics shouldn't be set to high. I don't know. But, like, I will play with that, and I'll figure that out, and we'll get, like, the best feeling possible. For those guys wondering, too, if you think the game's too bright, if you just go to, I think it's, where is it, interface, camera, graphics here, just turn the brightness down. You can see my brightness is almost dialed all the way down, and I've turned my gamma down a bit. And that makes the game look and feel so much better. So I definitely recommend you guys do that. As far as other things go, there are a few big changes to Entropia Universe that I want to talk about, and sort of the main reason for making this video. So there's a new mob that spawned, so that's pretty cool. I definitely recommend checking them out if you're looking for more stuff to do. But seeing as how Codex missions just came out, I'm pretty swamped as far as that stuff goes. So, like, not a huge deal for me, and the mob was out before. It's just like they reintroduced it. 6B and 5A plates now are upgradable, so for those of you guys looking to upgrade them, that's cool. Oh, look at this. We came just in time to get some fireworks. Someone's launching some stuff off. That's pretty sweet. And that is really causing some lag there. So I said it was sweet, and now I'm like, okay, that maybe not. But yeah, we got some cool fireworks going off. I don't know what's going on here. I did not expect that. That's very cool, though. That's very cool. I think this is another player doing it. But yeah, that's some sweet stuff. Or maybe it's not. Let's pull the interface up. There's a few other players here, so they might be doing it. But yeah, it's yeah, you can see we got some cool fireworks going on here in the background, so that's nice. Yeah, so let's talk about some other stuff that happened with Entropia Universe. As far as enhancers and all of that goes, they just got a lot more valuable. So tier upgrader, that profession that you're gonna find if you go to professions and then go over to crafting. This thing is no longer of any use. Tier upgrading doesn't matter. So for those of you guys who are thinking like, well, do I want to be a tier upgrader? Like, do I need to worry about that? You don't now. So what that means is if you go to upgrade things, it's just going to be so much easier for you, right? Like, you don't have to worry about what level you are. You can just go ahead and do the upgrades. So various unlimited items, armors, and stuff like that is now going to be a lot easier to get this like tier upgrade for. And when you do that upgrade, any PEDs, like TT value, that's all coming back to your inventory, which is like really sweet to see because that means that tier upgrading just got a lot less expensive. And if you're using an L item, enhancers are less likely to break. So you're getting more money back and enhancers are less likely to break. That is a huge thing. And what that means is now Serial Overdrive, I'm going to start playing. I don't know why I refer to myself in the third person. That's a little weird. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah. that means basically what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start buying enhancers. So let's take a look at some enhancers here. You can see if I go here and I type things wrong, or I don't know, I did something there we go. Now you can see there's different enhancers, and probably the markup is going to go up on these things, but you know, it is what it is. And like here, you can increase your mining finder depth, so that's probably what I need. We've got some like different values for this, and if you put those on an L finder, they're less likely to break, which means L items just became a lot more worthwhile to buy. And like look at the depth. What type of depth do they add to this? Does it even say? Enhancer socket depth. I don't know. It does increase your depth though. So like these things are gonna be good. So like it's definitely something that everybody's gonna want to buy, in my opinion. In fact, I'll buy one right now. We've got mining finder depth enhancer. This is a very low, just a few enhancers, but you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and buy them. Maybe next time I'm mining, we'll be able to get a little bit more depth. So I'm just going to place that bid and get some level 7 depth enhancers. Along with that, let's get some enhancers for my weapons, because, again, I want to put my money where my mouth is. And, I really do think this is cool. So, like, I messed up with the enhancers. Wow, I really messed up there. I didn't realize this. So, actually, when you're buying enhancers, one thing to keep in mind, and I just realized that, is that a level 7 enhancer, it won't go there. I've got to put it in level 7. So that's actually not even something I can use. So it's going to take me a little bit to get the hang of this. We'll go back and we can buy a level 1 enhancer, which is actually something that I can use. So that's a few PEDs that I wasted there. I'll figure out something to do with those things, though. Don't worry. I always find a way. I always find a way. Plus, now if you've got unlimited items, it means that higher tier is going to be worth a little bit more for them. But yeah, you can see, look at that. Look at the search depth. It went from 683 when I have them on, and when I unequip them, detach and enhancers, it goes down to 636. So that's a pretty big jump that we've got in that depth, and that's probably going to allow me to find some bigger and sort of badder stuff. So that's cool. Yeah, so we've got the clothing change. That's pretty interesting, and there's been a few other changes that probably some people didn't notice. So explosives now, it counts a little bit more towards your loot pool, which is something that's interesting. If you shoot an item, that also counts a little bit more towards your loot pool. So that's something that's sort of brand new there. Let's there's one thing I want to try out, and I haven't tested this yet. I'm gonna be it'll be a little interesting. So if you read the notes, it says that now turrets, when they kill a mob, some of the loot will go to the players. I'm not 100% sure what this means. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Nia's place. I'm going to kill an Immobilax and see if I can drag it into the turret and see just what happens. So we're not going to need to heal up or anything for this. I'm just going to, I don't know why my health decreased. That's a little weird. So yeah, we're gonna go to Nia's place and we're gonna shoot a mob a few times and then drag it into the turret just to see what happens. This is the sort of stuff that I do for you guys. I go out there and waste PEDs so that you don't have to. So we're gonna shoot it and see if we get some PEDs back from the turret, because supposedly that's a thing now. I'm not sure how this is gonna play out, if this is gonna affect globals or anything like that, but it's an interesting change, I think, at the very least. So let's go ahead and get some shots on here. And I can tell that something's wrong with my graphics because I don't hear anything. So let's run towards the turret now. Let's do that. And there we go. I just dragged that mob into the turret, and look at that. We got some shrapnel. Awesome. So now if you shoot a mob, drag it into the turret, you are going to get some loot. So that's a very, very cool thing. That I'm super excited about. That's going to be a huge one. If you guys have ever watched some of my hunting runs, I accidentally drive mobs into turrets all the time, and this is a huge thing. Yeah, that one I'm really psyched about. And I'm not sure what's going on with the sound here. That's a little weird that the sound isn't playing. I am sorry about that. I apologize. we'll figure that out for the next video. But yeah, as far as all the changes that go to Entropia Universe, I know it's a little bit rough still. Like there's some stuff that doesn't quite show up right. It's like all these items look good, but if you go to some of this clothing, let's check some of this out. I know some of the clothing did get like a little weird looking. Like this ring's a little off. Most of this stuff actually looks pretty good. I know there's some Uber level players who are complaining about that. The Laura bot, I believe there's been a few sort of more nerfs to that, which that's rough. If you own one of those, that's a little rough. And there's some things that like aren't good, but overall there's been a lot of good changes to the loot pool. There's a little bit more visibility into how looting does work in Entropia Universe. Also, it looks like none of these items really got like too badly looking. If we really want to see some stuff, I have some rare items that they're going to show up weird here, but that's been happening for a while. These things right here, look at that treasure map. It just shows up weird. This shows up as like an X. So there's definitely a few items and a few like textures and things like that might need to be worked out. And I'm sure the developers over at Entropia are working super hard for that to get everything fixed and all that. But overall, I think it's a pretty positive change. Like this isn't a night and day graphics change, but everything does look a little bit better, and I can appreciate that. There's some changes now to share system and things like that. I feel like the PED cards look a little bit weird, but whatever. That's just me picking on things. You got the Entropia Exchange now. You got holdings. You can see I sold my deeds. Let's not read anything into that, but you can see history. You can see info, sort of what's going on, how everything's working. You can see a little bit more into the Entropia Exchange. What else has happened? I think that's about it. I think I've covered all the major things. There's some new mobs, some new missions. Go check those out. Loot has been made shared for a few different things that it wasn't shared for before. So if you're a newer level player, check out some of those missions. If you're older level, maybe some of those missions are for you. Maybe some of those missions are for me and I just don't know it yet. But yeah, overall, an amazing set of changes that's come to Entropia Universe. I especially like the turret thing and the tier upgrading. That is going to be huge for me. The graphics look pretty solid, honestly. Like, I can't complain. And I do complain quite a bit, so it's a good sign when I don't have much to complain about. But yeah, overall, exciting things coming to Entropia Universe. Also, there's some Christmas presents. I didn't even touch on that. I pointed out that plant for a little bit. You basically get a Santa and a run booster, I think. I always end up keeping that stuff just because I appreciate having the gifts and something to display. I'm going to probably sell the Christmas storage. You can see shrapnel. That looks ridiculous now. I don't know what they were doing with that. But yeah, you got some candy, you got some wine, you got that plant that I showed you, and some Christmas strong boxes, all given out courtesy of Mindark, so that's super cool. The nights look a little bit brighter, and ooh, there's something interesting going on here. Let's check that out. So yeah, with the graphics update, it's one of those things, like just going around, you're going to see cool stuff everywhere. And I do feel a little bit bad because my videos, like I've got videos backlogged into February that are literally just like of the old graphics, and they're not going to look as good, but it is what it is. Actually, this looks way cooler. Like, look at this. That is way cooler. I like this. I like this. And that's not what I meant to hit. That's not what I meant to hit either. There we go. Let's get rid of that interface there. But yeah, this is overall some pretty cool changes that have been made to Entropia Universe. And I, for one, say that I like it. I like it a lot. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. That's all I've got for today. After this, the next video is going to be going back to Cyrene, and I realized I was pronouncing that wrong the whole time. I do pre-record all my videos, but I slip stuff like this in because I've got to talk about the latest and greatest things happening in Entropia Universe. So that is that, and this is version 17. Welcome to version 17, everyone. I hope you guys have a great day, great week, and until next time, peace.